What's going on, guys? It's UrAvgConsumer, and today we've got something new, something brand new, and that is the Razer DeathStalker V2 Pro wireless keyboard. And I am super excited for this because it is Razer's first flagship low-profile wireless keyboard. So I am pumped. I'm a big low-profile kind of guy. So Razer was cool enough to not only sponsor today's video, but send this thing out to me before it hit the streets. So let's unbox it. Check out what's inside. So what you see here is typical Razer packaging. You can see the keyboard, the name, and all the good stuff about it. But once you pop the box open, you are of course greeted with the keyboard, which we'll put to the side for a second. Under that, you'll get the really nice braided and very long USB-C to USB Type-A cable. But other than that, you also get a USB extender, as well as some paperwork. So you've got your quick start guide. You can learn everything about the new keyboard. And of course, some stickers if you want to show that Razer love. But once you get the keyboard out of the plastic, you guys can easily see this thing is absolutely low profile, and I'm a big fan of that. But let's take a deeper look at this keyboard and everything you can expect from it. Now let's take a closer look at the DeathStalker V2 Pro. Like I said, this is Razer's new flagship keyboard, but with a new low profile design. And surprisingly, this is the second iteration of the DeathStalker, with the first one being released like 10 years ago. There's actually 3 variants to this board: the V2 Pro that I have here, a V2 Pro 10 keyless, and the DeathStalker V2 if you want a wired board and none of the wireless features. It also has an ultra slim casing with a 5052 aluminum alloy top plate. Why does that matter? Well, this is the kind of metal that you'll find in aircrafts, architecture, tanks, and a lot of other stuff. Needless to say, it's pretty durable. Right off the bat, I gotta say, I like that it doesn't scream gaming keyboard with a stealthy design and minimal branding. It just has the Razer name at the bottom of the keyboard. This will help it to fit into any setup, but when you want that gamer mode to activate, you of course have the built-in RGB lights. The DeathStalker V2 Pro has Razer's first low-profile optical switches, which provides really quick actuation. I'm gonna throw up a few specs so you can know exactly what to expect from a more nerdy point of view. So these have Razer's red or linear switches, which mean you get a pretty quiet typing experience, but a decent amount of feedback so you don't get that mushy feeling when you're typing on the keys. These are meant to be light and instant, and it's fair to say, they are. And one side note about the keys here, Razer actually put a special coating on them so they're more resistant to like oily fingers like my own, scratching and fading. This is something I'm happy to see a manufacturer pay attention to, because I have plenty of keyboards with pretty worn out left halves of the spacebar. And they also paid attention to something that's been a bit of a pet peeve of mine when it comes to backlighting on keyboards, and that's completely even lighting. And what's nice is that even the keys with a secondary legend, you're gonna be able to see very clearly because those are equally as lit as the primary legend. So literally across the board, all the laser etched keys will have an equal amount of glow under the caps, so the keys are completely legible from any angle. But now let's dive into the features. This connects with Razer's 2.4 GHz hyperspeed wireless dongle, which can connect up to 2 compatible Razer wireless devices, so you can have this keyboard and a compatible mouse used on a single dongle. But it also uses Bluetooth 5.0 to connect up to 3 devices, so if you want to use this with your PC, tablet, or even your phone, you have the option to do that, and you can switch between all 3 of them with the press of a button. It also has some media controls with a multi-function roller and a dedicated media button. Now, the media button lets you play, pause, skip tracks, the standard stuff, but you can also control the volume with the roller and press it to mute. The roller has some other mappable functions like controlling your mic volume, scrolling pages, screen brightness, switching apps, and some more. So there's some nice customization here if you don't care to have it do the standard volume controls. It also has 5 onboard profiles, so if you want to switch up how you have things mapped for different use cases, you got that ability. And of course, with the Razer Synapses app, You'll have full control of the RGB lights on the board. There are a lot of options and colors you can choose from, and you can build some really intricate designs if you have the time for it. I have a particular look I like my boards to have, and I was able to do it no problem here. And I gotta say, I like the way the lighting comes through on this board. Even in bright environments, if you got this thing at 100%, you won't have any trouble seeing the colors shine through. And in a darker environment, it really pops. Now, this thing also has a 40-hour battery life, which is really good considering its size. And Razer also added this pretty cool feature that lets you check the battery life when you hit the FN and the end battery key. And with the little LEDs on the right side, you get to see just how much juice you've got left. Now, when it comes to pricing, we're looking at $249.99 for the V2 Pro, $219.99 for the V2 Pro 10 keyless, and $199.99 for the wired V2. It's definitely a premium price for the keyboard, but it is a premium high performance keyboard. Now that you've got the rundown of all of the specs and what Razer put into this guy, let's take a look at what it's like to actually use it. And to do that, we got a bit of a Razer setup going with, of course, the DeathStalker V2 Pro, the Orici V2, and the Barracuda Pro gaming headset. And just like the keyboard, these are all pretty low-key peripherals that you could honestly take anywhere with you and not just use for a gaming setup. The mouse is lightweight with a small footprint and is really responsive, while the Barracuda Pro sounds great, looks like a normal pair of Bluetooth noise cancelling headphones, but still offers really good sound and was made with gamers in mind. Even the PC fits the vibe here, but we gotta get back to the keyboard. If you guys wanna hear my thoughts on anything else I mentioned here, let me know with a comment down below. All right guys, so we talked about it enough. Now I feel like I should go ahead and show you guys what it's like to actually use it, how it feels to use it, give you guys some like real live demonstrations here. Yes, I'll embarrass myself, that's fine. You guys know I don't hide it. I'm more so a controller player, but the goal here is to show you just how comfortable I am with this setup in the real world. So let's get going. Any excuse to play some Apex anyway. All right, just jumped into a match, show you guys what the DeathStalker is all about. Hopefully my team doesn't let me down. That's the only reason I'll lose. We're so dead. Oh, I suppose not. Here we go. I jumped into a match. Let's get this dub. This is our first match, right here. This one. It's the one that counts. Now, what I like about this keyboard is that like, I don't have to have my hands all the way up, propped up. That low profile makes it super comfortable. And that's just what I really like about it. It's just like the ease of use on this. It doesn't feel like I'm using like a crazy giant keyboard, and it's really responsive. Woo. Get out of here. One thing I will say, guys, I'm not usually a fan of like linear switches. I usually like Razer's green or purple switches, which are a little bit more clicky. But this keyboard has a nice feel to it. It doesn't just feel like I said before, it's not just like a mushy feeling. This has like a nice bit of feedback to it, so it feels like I'm actually hitting keys. I find that to be a lot more comfortable. Ooh, a Kraber? I gotta win now, right, Jay? Jay's like, oh, you sounded excited. Oh, there's fighting over here. Oh, that Gibraltar is good. Yes, let's go. Yep, this is Gibraltar. I know he's good. Dang. Yeah, this guy's a pro. He's doing oh, this guy's a pro. I can see it. It sucks. All right, so even though I didn't show you guys all my skills when it comes to Apex, overall, I felt really comfortable with the setup. That's what's most important. I'm not the best mouse and keyboard player in the world, but I felt like I had everything I needed to, get the job done. Now, once they come out with the clicky version, I know I'm gonna be all over that one just based off of personal preference. But with this, I gotta say, I feel like it checks all the boxes. If you're looking for something that has like a slimmer, cleaner look, Razer definitely did their thing here. But that about wraps up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll of course have links to everything down below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, be the cool guy or girl that gives it a thumbs up. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace. All right, I gotta get back onto my my mouse and keyboard practice, Jay. You're free to watch. You're free to watch as I